But anyways, what do we have? What's happening? What's happening in this game? We have a battle coming up. It's 2 horrible, tanky golem enemies and then 2 wizards. So I think we need to do a lot of physical damage to the guys up front. The trap ability from Disposable Head here will be able to remove armor and resistance from the big golems, allowing us to more easily kill them. So I think we would like to have high physical damage or magical damage for something like the Zomboner. Chris the Zomboner. So I think this is okay. We're blasting their bosses in the back. We could do like mass damage with the Lich. If we do mass damage with the Lich, we could also take units that have ward protection, like a vampire, or the Dark Knight with their healing ability, and then maybe try to heal out of it. But I think on this fight, what I'm going to do is focus one enemy down at a time. So having a zombie is nice because they can have 1 powered shot. Having this guy remove their armor and resistance protection is nice. We could also just take a skeleton. Hold on, I've got a skeleton somewhere. I gotta find him. He's almost dead. We could build another skeleton. That would not be the worst thing in the world. Because if we had another skeleton, then they just bypass the armor resistance of enemies. So we could have, the zombie, a skeleton, and then a wraith, maybe a lost soul, maybe a bloodsucker. I'm still not entirely sure what kind of parties work. I haven't spent too much time playing around with the parties and just trying to develop my own strategies, but at some point I will have to do that. But I think what we want is just heavy damage, and I'm just going to go heavy physical damage. I think that's going to work the best. So I'm going to take a zombie, a head, I'm going to take a bride, and I'm going to take... Can you function? You can function from there, and you move back on your turn. And then you can pull forward on your turn. Yeah? We'll have this guy, and then we'll have a Dark Knight, I think, as well. No, let's have someone else. We could just take a Wraith. They do have a good magic damage attack. It doesn't get any stronger because you can't really upgrade the attack of the Wraith, but, it's something. I guess if we're not really doing stress, it's probably not a good unit to have. Let's say no to that. What about just a Lich? High magic damage to a random enemy. Ignition. You know what? Give me the Lich. He's got a very high physical damage attack, and he can buff someone else's attack before they fire. Like, we can buff the zombie. Let's do it. I think we'll be fine. So if this is what we want, let's go do the fight. Is there a unit cap? What you see here, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. I think that's your unit cap, because in early access of the game, you could put units in buildings and take them out, so you could store units here, but you can't do that anymore. So you're really limited to the 16 units you can have here. You can have a few in the mortuary to heal. You can have a few up here in the arena for gaining experience. But other than that, you're limited to 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. So 4 times 6, 24. I am going to put people here to get more experience. Let's put the Dark Knight in there. I think he's a pretty strong unit because he's very tanky. Well, he can heal and he's tanky. So let's do it. We're gonna send these guys out. Let's go. Any trap building. I don't know what that means. Okay, so we've got 2 golems. They are extremely damaging if you let them buff. You can also get other enemies that buff the stone golems with more damage, and their damage is already high. But they have very low accuracy, so we want to either debuff their accuracy or just kill them quickly. And I think I'm going to try to just kill them quickly. What we're going to do is we're going to mark one of them. This will reduce his armor protection on the next turn. And then what we're going to do is you are going to buff yourself, plus 14 attack. And we're just going to stall for a minute. We're going to stall for a minute and then go to town on this guy on the next turn. So again, what we're going to do is just give a buff to the zombie. The end is coming. At the beginning of the next turn, deal 20 damage to all characters. That's fine, you know, it's a little bit of damage, but we'll survive it. And then here, even more powder. I'm just waiting for the trap to go off first because that's going to remove his protection. Then we can really hit on him. Yeah, their accuracy sucks until they buff. That's ward. Now we wait. And there we go. So he's been debuffed. He lost armor and resistance. So now he has 0. Now it's our disposable head turn once again. What we're going to do is put another trap down in the first position because we're going to kill this guy on this turn, and then the next golem will move forward. How do I know that's going to happen? Because Chris the Zomboner has just an unbelievable amount of damage saved up. Actually going to give... Yeah, I'm just going to give you the buff again. So we got hit for a little bit of damage. This guy is like half dead already. I feel like I'm overkilling him slightly, but it's okay. So we hit him.
This is my kind
we killed one of them. Oh, and then they healed? Hold up. While the Doomsayer is alive, his allies receive negative 100% chance to escape, negative 40% chance to go insane. Yet another reason not to have stress. How did everyone else heal? I'm a little confused, but you know what? That's okay. So this guy is going to get debuffed on the next turn, but we can't really wait anymore. So I'm just going to shoot him. You know, we have a lot of attacks. We'll punch through the protection a little bit. That punches through the protection again. $15 to 25 damage. It's a very small chance of killing. I think what I'm gonna do is just keep putting down these traps in the front position because these enemies are dying one at a time. Okay, now you're dead. Is this the beginning of the game? This is the first of 5 areas, basically. We're in the first zone, the first world. We haven't even fought the boss yet. It'll happen, though. It'll happen. Okay, protection is gone. Lich, you can just do a whole... Well, if you hit him, it's gonna bust. We give him stress damage. I mean, honestly, I kind of feel like just... maybe give him a buff so he can deal more damage on his turn. Now, that's super unfortunate because he got a block. We can get rid of the block with Rose for a Lady Tonight.
Kill, my darling, kill.
Which does protect against crits. I guess we didn't need to, though, because the trap was in the first position, but it doesn't matter. We're just going to hit these guys. Slowly punch our way through them. The end is here. We took a bunch of damage on the fight, but, you know, trying different things. Every hit against this target is a critical. That sucks. Just buff someone. Probably just buff you. Aren't you the boss? Oh, I am the boss. And let's try to crit this guy with a cannon shot. Well, wasn't a crit. A lot of damage, though. You have 6 health. I think we've got you. We're gonna heal for like 1, yep. So the fight has been done. Took a bunch of damage, but that's really the AoE damage on the crazy mage guy. The end is coming! The end is coming! For each unfilled squad slot, the minion receives 4 armor, resistance, 14 attack, 14 dread, 4 evasion, and 6 accuracy. Yo, boiling blood, get 2 of these, put it on a lich, send in the lich alone, summon skeletons. Skeleton after skeleton after skeleton. I'm gonna do it one day. I'm gonna do it one day. Cool. That's been done. Go to the graveyard, pull the skeleton out, put the bride in. Cool. And, I mean, we can pull you out as well. I might take you out on a mission. And we will quickly see what the next area is. A mythical chest containing artifacts. We might as well just do that right now. See what we get. Iratus receives plus 10 spell power. All minions receive initiative for the first 2 rounds of combat. Minions gain 6 armor, and then they have a chance of skipping turns. That seems awful. Let's take the war drums, because we might be able to equip it. Because I have sorry, this is one-time use items. So we can't really put it there. Enemy may go insane. I don't really want to focus on sanity. I don't know, we got war drums. Doesn't seem that important. Elite squad coming up. Well, we could make them go insane. We could. And if we're doing that, what we could do is actually build for insanity.
My undead features.
All minions that are level 5 or lower gain health. A lot of our minions are at level 5, so we can use shoddy armor. After killing an enemy with a critical, the minion gains experience. Nah, we'll keep that one. Alright, so if we're going to build for possibly doing stress, what do we want? We want a milk jug for the AoE debuff. A wraith is pretty good at stressing people out. I think a lost soul could work, since they do have an AoE that... This one, that does stress damage. Enemies gain initiative, but we can always remove the buffs with the Wraith. Target gains initiative and plus chance to escape until the battle ends. That feels like a debuff, which hopefully doesn't get removed by the Wraith, but maybe I can figure out how this actually works on the Lost Soul. We can take a Wraith, and then for the front line... Who do we want for the front line? Brendan Fraser. They hit him. He stacks the negative luck, and then he can smack them with the Amplify Curses. Yes, yes. A Lich also works quite well, because the Lich can put down that cloud. Toxic Cloud, 80% stress damage. This was nerfed a little bit, but enemies in the cloud will lose... Enemies in the cloud will lose armor and resistance. We could have done this on the big dudes on the last mission, but we can just inflict massive stress damage with this, especially if we can shift the enemies around. Like, do we have any abilities that shifts enemies? Because if we do, this seems like a good opportunity to do it. I don't think... I mean, Terror Wave does it. Whenever an enemy moves, we do stress damage to it. Moves the target to a random position. There we go. So we can synergize with that with the Lich. But the Lich is not a mummy. So maybe we get rid of the Wraith, and we have a Lich and a mummy. Something like this. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. Lost Soul, coolest looking unit for real, says disposable account. Well, I've already named you after a headless man, so you can't get this name. Someone else needs to get this name, though. We'll figure it out later. All right, let's do it. Let's see what happens. But before we do anything, let's make sure we go here and put a unit in for training. Wraith. Let's get you level 5. Let's also really quickly see how many points we need for the next level. We need 400. You know, 200, 400. There we go. We got another skill point, and now we can get Conjure Shadows? No, we can get Rain of Gore. A bunch of damage, plus it debuffs the target. There you go. Finally have one of our ultimate abilities. So let's go fight this elite squad with a stress-dealing team, and we'll see what happens. This also seems like maybe a good opportunity to Lich Fire everyone, but if we're doing stress, we don't need the Lich Fire ability, do we? Miss and block. Oh, that doesn't reduce your crit chance? That's unfortunate. You're also someone who would light on fire if we light you on fire, so we do not want to do that. What we want to do is start stressing people out. So let's do that. We could also do an ability, but do I have an ability that does stress damage? I actually don't. I have an ability that moves an enemy target, which we will use after the Lich gets his thing out there. So this will make him faster, but I don't really care. You missed, so we healed. You missed, so we healed. This is why I love having the Banshee on board. He missed, so he healed. Why aren't the mortals dead yet? Let us put a crappy cloud right in the, I was thinking in the middle. Let's put it in the second position. We're gonna do some shuffling. Then you make them all, we could make them all lowered attack, but I actually kind of want to just move him and stress him out. He's already insane. He's berserk though. Increases damage dealt, decreased damage received. Or increases damage dealt and received. It's oh! I'm not doing a physical build, so this is like a buff on him. This is a buff on this unit. I hate it. This is why trying to do stress attacks is just dumb. Deals additional damage if the mummy has a debuff. Curses the target for 2 turns, dealing additional stress damage each turn. Well, we're gonna stress someone. Let's stress out you to make sure you go insane. Your skin shall boil, your legs will wither, your teeth will fall out. He's unlucky, so that's just, I mean, that's just a negative. He is gonna blow himself up though. Luckily, the Wraith can push him around. Take that, you bony shits. Well, that was a pretty big attack. Unfortunately, you have a buff, so I can't really do anything about that. Can I pull an enemy forward? Can the mummy pull an enemy forward? Yes. Yes, you can. So we're gonna pull this guy forward so he blows up his friends. The mummy does need to be back 1 to do that. So if the mummy needs to be back 1 to do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna push our lost soul forward by 2. There you go. Now everyone should be in the right position. Just don't move. We'll stress damage everyone. Don't kill him though. Don't give him a heart attack. I want him to live. He lived. You are going to move a target to a random position and just see if you go in front of the other guy. You went behind him. That's okay though, because now we got the mummy who is going to pull him forward by 2. Yeah, I mean, it's guaranteed to land. We have the accuracy for this. And you should die when your friend explodes. Which is going to happen in 1 turn. Okay, your friend exploded, or your friend got killed prematurely, and now my Banshee's gonna get shot. He had a heart attack and died! I was not expecting that. Oh, he also got all remaining strength, so he had a double action. Again, probably a buff, considering if he kills my unit, that's bad for me. At this point, I don't even want to hit this guy. Like, just kill him. Well, it's actually not going to kill him. We should wait and hit him with another attack, because he has a protection up. But like, that's. I mean, I guess he's probably dead, huh? Yeah, he's dead next turn anyways. We can ignore him. Never mind. But still, like, he became insane and he got a buff. The other enemy became insane and he got a buff. Sanity is just awful. Target skips their next turn. You know what? Get out of here. Why, hello, welcome, your stepmom is hot. You have a brown chest in Gungeon. How do you get it without any goop or water weapons? Do you just open it? Yep, you just open it. Water just lets you know if it's a rainbow chest that's brown. But also, how do you know? You don't know. It's impossible to know, unless you have water. Wait. You are just going to stress him.
Terror will overflow.
Weakness. Damage. Decreases damage dealt, increases damage received. See, that's a buff. That's a proper buff. I think you're also going to do a quick little dirty heal. We'll see if we can actually get a proper heal out of this. Well, alright, we killed him accidentally. The Lich doesn't have a stress attack at the very back. I think that was worth a heal. I think it was. It takes a minute to set up a heal because we have to dubious boon into the healing, but I don't know, it's probably worth it. Alright, you are going to have a heart attack if I have anything to say about it. There you go. I mean, it's nice when it works, but then when you buff the enemies, you're usually sad. But we gave it a shot. God damn it, we're gonna give it a shot at least. Now, question. No new units? No new units. We need to do more damage to your own minions, so we'll bring out the Lich when we can. And then just use Wrath. Okay. That I can do, game. That I can do. So what's coming up next? An ancient coffin filled with items. Let's just do that immediately. Can you only summon undead? You are a necromancer, so it makes sense. Increases the chance to be attacked. Significantly increases the chance to be attacked by an enemy. Might be good on a skeleton. You know, put up some defenses and then you get hit. Reduces damage received from elites. Conditional, so I don't like it. The minion can't be moved. This could be good on a stance minion. If your minion goes into a stance like the bride on Overwatch, then this might protect them from exiting their stance prematurely. But I kind of like significantly increases the chance to be attacked because we have a Dark Knight who can heal and is very tanky. We have a skeleton who's tanky, so I kind of like this. You know, one thing I have with the Dark Knight is it seems like enemies don't attack him that often. I can increase the likelihood of him getting attacked. I'm going to be freaking happy. So I'm just going to put this on LeBlack Falcon immediately. And then what are we going to do? Increase damage dealt. Attacks restore damage as Wrath. Damage received reduced. I can make like a super tanky dude. Enemies are more likely to attack him and his incoming damage is reduced 10%. He can heal, so he probably doesn't need this too much. for each unfilled squad slot. I really think that I could make a lich-only build work. Like, you send out 2 liches, they have boiling blood, they get like a whole bunch of block, they summon skeletons quickly, and then you just eat the skeletons to get full health, and then the skeletons are extremely buffed. I really like that idea. I'm gonna do it one day. Mud, have I died yet? No, you're still alive, Mud the Bloodsucker. I'm keeping you alive, don't worry about it. You're never gonna die. Heroes never die, by the way. I don't know if you know this. Please leave. So what do we got? Twigbreaker, you have an upgrade. I still don't know what to give you, but stat-wise, I think it's okay to give you a crit bonus, since you have crit skills. The next encounter is going to be a headhunter, 2 mages, and a crazy dude. Well, what? You're level 7? Milkjug is level 7. That's crazy. Who do we send out on this freaking mission? I kind of feel like maybe a Wraith? Because I really like Soprano Crescendo. I think that's a great ability. Maybe a head. Although, if we just take a skeleton, he can knock out the, he can go around the... No, wait a minute. This is not a golem. This is a different enemy. Okay, well, maybe we can still bring a skeleton. Ultimate Noob, good night. Have a good night. See you later. Or we could bring out a lich. You know, F it. Lich it up. I want to get this lich upgraded and give him this boiling blood and make him a superpower who can summon skeletons on the free. I want to figure out how to make that work. So let's do that. We'll bring along a Wraith. And on turn 1, I tell you what, on turn 1, we'll have Mud the Blood do a bit of a lunge forward to remove block and ward from an enemy so we can hit them with all of our abilities. That seems pretty good. Kill an ally. Toxic Cloud you can do from the front. Rain of Fire you cannot do from the front. You cannot do Crescendo from the front. So we've got to do something like this. Mud starts in the back. Moves forward 2. Then you'll be in position. You'll be in the 3rd position. And you'll be in the back. Chucking out those sweet, sweet Rain of Fires and attacks. Alright, this works. I can buff the Lich. A little bit of health would be nice. We have 6 points. Good lord. Honestly, giving him 1 block might be worth it. Let's save points on him. And honestly, I'm just going to save for evasion. We have a bit of an evasion synergy with this second slipper. We're going to want to keep that. All right, let's do it. We'll go to the graveyard, put people in for healing. Put you in for... I'm going to put the Wraith in again for a little bit of leveling up. Let's do the fight. I'm not really using my skills, by the way, my Iratus skills. We should use some of our skills and actually use our attacks and abilities and whatnot. It'll happen, don't worry. But, like, we really should. Like, Rain of Gore, just do damage to an enemy and make them take more damage. In fact, I think I'm going to do that to kill the Doomsayer as quickly as possible. So, we're going to wait. You're annoying. That doesn't matter. You're going to wait. You are going to do your lunge to knock out his protections. I guess we could have shot with a Banshee there. We didn't have to wait. Dude, this is annoying. We need to kill these guys freaking yesterday. So we are going to make them take more damage. These mages in the back. It also did 76 freaking damage. Good God. The Lich is going to... I need 5 more wrath. So you know what? Wait. Stance to the end is coming. You son of a gun. You son of a gun! We have a lot of attacks coming out, though. We might be able to kill him. Interrupt stances. You know... Let's do it. You can't hit the guy in the back. Okay. Well, if you can't hit the guy in the back, then just shoot him. You are going to... You can't make him lose his next turn. You can make the front guys lose their next turn. That doesn't seem to be very useful. You know, we could have pulled him forward and then interrupted his stance. I think what we're gonna do though is just
He dies.
Give him a little debuff.
You can live.
He dies, so you can live. Then we'll do Rain of Fire, because why the hell not?
Carve open their husks.
I think I'm gonna lose my Bride of Iratus, by the way. I may have done this slightly improperly. She is gonna burn for possibly all of her health. So Twigbreaker might be dead immediately. I may have done this improperly. Okay, you know, they are gonna die. I have been extremely silly about this. Okay, you're definitely dead. All minions gain dread. Sort of target full sanity. Enemy moves. Heal them? You think this game has healing? This game does have healing, by the way. I just don't have any healing. I don't know what to do here. I'm just gonna keep doing this. By the way, goodbye! You're dead. Sorry, Twigbreaker. I did light you on fire and kill you accidentally. I forgot that the attack did that. Let's be honest. I am a bit of a fool. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do? Just do damage to someone randomly? Isn't one of your spells healing? If there is, I don't have it. Deals damage, deal damage, deal damage. Target loses. Deals damage, deal. I don't have a... I should get a healing spell. That seems like a pretty good idea. Every hit against you is a critical hit. That seems awful. Targets skip their next turn. Well, you're already dead. And you're already dead, so you can wait. You can just hit someone.
So, this is what 1,000 years.
Then you can make them skip their turn.
Like? Pathetic.
I lost my Wraith too. This has been horribly mismanaged. I lit everyone on fire accidentally. It's okay. The good thing about being a necromancer is that people can come back to life.
A predictable outcome.
Oh, but you get the things back. Oh, we can rebuild her. Make them better, stronger than they were before. Dude, and when you come back to life, you're going to be even stronger because you're going to have the effects of all of our stat bonuses from our abilities. Oh, hell yeah. You're going to have another level 7 brain, too. Each round of combat, recover 30 wrath, one time use only. That seems incredible. Right, so what have we learned? Well, we learned a couple of things. First of all, I'm a fool. Second of all, we need some way of healing in case we run into a mistake like that again. Do we have a healing ability? Deal stress damage. Moves the minion. gains initiative. Minions receive evasion. Removes debuffs. Next attack is critical. The target loses vigor. Deal damage. Deal damage. Increase wrath. Receiving a brain. Parts will drop. Minions gain 8 vigor. Minions receive 3 attack. Target minion loses luck and gains attack. Every time a minion misses. At the start of a turn, a minion gains blah. Minion gains blah. Minions gain blah. All minions receive less damage for 3 rounds. At the start of a turn, a minion restores 5 health if you have wrath. Minions deal more damage. All units recover full vigor. So Battle Eternal is what you want. It's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to take 7 points to get there, but that's the only healing ability it looks like. So there is no healing ability, except for like the Lost Soul, self-heals with some units, and then maybe, maybe one of these guys is going to... Oh! Hey, we unlock the ghoul by doing self-damage. But maybe one of these guys has a new healing ability, but hey, we did enough self-damage to unlock the ghoul, so I'm happy with this. Let's see what the hell the ghoul is.
Remember to not drool.
I fucking knew it.
Body parts.
It looks like a female ghoul. Is it gonna have... Yep, there's the cleavage. All right, what do you got? Physical attack ignores block. Deals more damage to weak units. Target loses block. Deals damage plus damage for a buff or debuff. Critical hit deals more damage or just more base damage. Buff. A selected minion gains attack, dread, luck, and evasion for 2 turns, 3 turns, or a big buff. Buff ally. Wait. Buff. Attacks target ally dealing damage, and the ghoul restores 30% health. Or Iratus gains wrath, or it's less self-damage. So you can bite a unit who can heal themselves, and by biting the unit that heals themselves, or that's very tanky, the ghoul can heal themselves. So like if you have a Black Knight and a ghoul, the Black Knight can tank the damage, and the ghoul can just heal off of it. Okay. Digest. Support. Digests a devoured enemy, fully restoring the ghoul's vigor. Available only under the effects of lunch break, early lunch, or happy meal. Removes 1 stack of lunch break, early lunch, or happy meal. What the fuck? Lunch break. Instantly kill an enemy with less than 30% health. The ghoul gains vigor, attack, dread, luck, evasion. Bosses and inedible enemies are immune, so like a golem. Enemies killed by this attack don't leave parts. Okay. Lunch break, early lunch, happy meal. I see. So it all falls under the category of the ghoul's ultimate ability. So if you lunch break and use the ghoul to eat an enemy, then later on in the fight, you can digest to get the ghoul back to full health. What? One question I have is, does the stack last for the, forever? Or does it go away at the end of a fight? Like, if you use a ghoul on a mission, they feed via lunch break, and then on the next mission, can they digest and get back up to full health? I don't know. They lose the, their health doesn't regenerate in between missions, so maybe their stomach is gonna stay full? But this looks weird. Did they pay McDonald's for the license to use the Happy Meal name? What if it was Happy Hour? You think that's trademarked somewhere? Why are the males so ugly? Look at that tongue action. Yeah, so you don't get rewards from the enemy in terms of like blood, dust, brains, if they drop one, etc., etc. Dude, I got a lot of brains. We should use some brains, like the shade and whatnot, and the ghoul. You know what? Speaking of, Ghoul, have a brain. Shade, have a brain. I'm gonna have to figure out what you guys do. But we also need to bring some people back to life. And we're gonna bring them back to life with good parts if we can. Now, how do I filter effects? Oh, effects are what bonuses the Banshee has because of things that we put into our skills. So if we wanted to, if we had the ability for it, we could get a new buff. We actually can't get any. We have to spend more. Like Black Incense. Minions receive +5 evasion. If we get one more talent point, we can do that. So I could, if I wanted to, like, disenchant some of this garbage, get another talent point, and then put that buff on so we can get 5 evasion on a Banshee. That actually seems like a pretty good idea. And I effing hate sanity builds, so I'm gonna just get rid of the ring and whatnot.
It embellishes my
So we need another 500. Chance to stun enemies. He damages with destruction spells. If there's like an AoE destruction spell, this could be pretty good. All enemies lose armor and resistance until the battle ends. This is not a one-time use only thing. This is used forever. But I don't think it's that important. Each round of combat, Iratus recovers 30 wrath. That could be very good for like a boss fight. Enemies gain vigor. Iratus gains 6 additional common parts. You know, F that. We'll munch it. Unlocks a secret destruction spell. That could be good. One-time use only. It's 100. I need 200 more. You know what? This is theoretically better because it gives us more experience. So you know what? Sorry, wrong order. We're gonna munch this one. Now we got another level. So we need another point. I'm an idiot. We didn't get the base level, so... Look, I am not a smart man. I also can't get this one either. Oh, F. Whatever. You know what? We gotta make a new Banshee anyways. We're gonna do it. But there is a reason to remake your minions, because if you remake the minion, they get a permanent buff from getting the bonuses from what you're spending your talent points on. What about a healing spell? There isn't one. There's one healing spell. It is... here. It's going to take 9 points to get to, and it fully heals everyone. So it's going to take a long time to get there. Other than that, there is no healing spell. At least, if there is one, you can tell me. I don't know where it is. All right. So, Banshee. How can I filter for the minion? Here it is. We're going to autofill, and then we're also going to give you good dust for 6 more stat points. So you're going to have 3 dread, 3 attack, and 6 stat points that are going to be used for probably evasion. So then you get crafted.
Come, dear.
Come,
it's
dear.
Time for your performance.
Milk Jug 2.0. And then we give you a brain. I'm going to give you a 4 brain. Nah, let's give you a 7 brain. We're also going to give you the same things you had before. Banshee, Slipper, Acid, Gland. You have 18 stat points. We're going to dump basically all of that into evasion. And with the extra 5 points, give me accuracy, just to make sure your shots land. And then give me 1 armor. It's actually 2 armor. That's acceptable. There you go. And then for this, all enemies lose 8 attack. There you go. So now you're back. A dinosaur story. Then we need to build a new bride of Iratus, who can also get flesh, additional skill points too. So we'll put that in, and you will have plus dread and plus attack. You'll be a slightly better bride for us.
A design from my younger years.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting the better brain in the bride because it might be a better unit for raw offense, but I decided against it. What we need here is, if I only had a brain. Put a level 4 in you. Now we have 8 stat points. I think for this we want crit chance, because there are good crit chance synergies between things. And I'll spend a point on you later. And you're going to be Dreambreaker 2.0. There you go. You came back to life. Now we have a ghoul. I don't know what to do with them, but we put a brain on him. We put a brain in the shade. Everyone else has a high enough level that I don't think they need brains at the moment. Definitely not. Okay. So there we go. Give me my brain back. Brain. Who's the next combat? 2 elites, a new elite, 2 new enemies actually, and a headhunter. So let's just go for the raw physical damage that we've grown accustomed to loving. Maybe even also bring along a skeleton friend for blocking. We don't need the lich anymore because we have, unlocked the ghoul. We could bring along a ghoul. See how they work. They deal a decent amount of physical damage, and they can eat enemies. It would be nice to know if they can stack up the lunch break in between missions. So maybe we'll bring them along just to see if it happens. Because if it can stack between missions, then you can spend time buffing your ghouls and just bring them out for a boss fight and just constantly heal. I don't know, it sounds weird, but I kind of like it. But also, if we buff a unit, then we can heal the ghouls by having them bite friends. So we'll let the ghoul come out in the mission and figure out what's going on with that. We also have a skeleton, and if we're going to have a skeleton ghoul, we need something that can do damage. What about a... what about one of you? It's been a while since we've had a black knight on one of these, and he can do a rush forward. Skeleton in the back can still do his stuff. Do something like this. Let's do it. That seems good enough, and I will spend a couple of points here while we have a second. I think armor on the skeleton is going to be important. You only have 1 point remaining. Plus 4 evasion is actually pretty good. All right, let's do it. In the arena, getting a little bit more experience is going to be our... well, the Lich I want to heal, so we're just going to leave him out. Although we can put the Lich in here and then heal him on the next combat once we get rid of the vampire from that. So let's go do it. Let's go. I'm not going to upgrade the abilities too much because I don't really know what I want to upgrade on them, and I don't think it's going to matter too much. Selected minion gains buffs for 2 turns. Who do we want to buff with attack, dread, luck, and evasion? Probably no one. And we don't need to heal. What we could do is use an ability, we have a bunch of these, like Rain of Gore, hit an enemy and then hit him harder. Kind of like that. Let's hit you. You're not a new enemy, you're just a taskmaster. And I also forgot that we deal damage to another unit when we hit an enemy with a skill. So good on that. And what are you? Ottoman. Okay, I don't know what you do. You have a claw hand, though. No, you're holding on to a sickle. Okay, I thought it was like a nub at her wrist that turned into a claw hand. That's not what it is. Physical attack deals damage. Oh, and you move back twice. And you ignore block. Interesting. That's a cool animation. Also, that was a lot of damage. Debuff, sleep, skips their turn until they are attacked or damaged. So My unit can never, ever, ever move. Luckily, I have a ghoul. The ghoul can self-damage him, but he is also more likely to be attacked, so I'm hoping he's just going to wake up. But that's a weird one. Okay. We should probably just try to ice you. We're going to do not enough damage to kill you, but the Bride of Iratus can probably kill you on the next turn. Almost certainly can kill you. Let's make sure you die.
Brave are an excellent soul.
Bite him. I'd like to bite him. If we need to bite him, we'll bite him. Never mind, he's awake. And he gets a turn on this action, too. Or an action on this turn, rather. Basically the opposite of what I just said. I guess we'll just smack you. You do have a block up. You're easier to kill. No one has any other protections, though. You do have a high crit chance. I'm just gonna go for you. Did 21 damage. Savage Instincts. Deals additional damage for debuffs or buffs on the target. So I guess the ghoul is very mobile. Their basic attacks go forward and back. I don't want to do it because it'll hit the trap that the Dark Knight is currently on. It is like there's no UI for it. You just have to see that there's a trap there and remember that ability came out there. We don't want to move the ghoul forward. We could put a buff on someone. We could bite someone to heal. We could instantly kill an enemy. I would like to do this. But if you can't do anything from this position, you might as well buff the bride. Oh, that's a good animation. You spit blood on her butt. I like how he's kind of laughing on the inside. You know what we could do? We could just buff him. He is going to take more damage, and we can pretty easily just let him heal it up, because we have the Wrath for it. Although, we want to eat someone. We're going to eat someone. The ghoul ears twitch, and I like it, says Milk Jug. I haven't been paying attention to the ears. Now, the jaw motion, you know, there's a little ear wiggle right there. The jaw is incredible. All enemies lose vigor, you heal. We're gonna do this, because that's our big sustain move. The trap is gone, so we can definitely do one of these leaps if we want. It's not actually a leap. It's weird. The leap attack is the one that goes backward. That one is kind of a slash and it moves forward. Kind of the opposite of what you'd expect. But we'll eat someone soon. Someone will get eaten. I do like this. No. It can't kill. It's going to do 14 damage. You have 15 health. This will do it, though. As long as you don't miss.
With the rest.
We could have missed. She had a little bit of evasion. You're just gonna kill you. A crit for 70. That is that bonus. A critical hit deals 175% damage. And you know what? The sleep only lasted for one turn, so it's not a permanent skip your turn. It's not like the unit will be frozen forever. They only get frozen until they get their next action, which is nice. Because otherwise it would be kind of annoying. So I'm just gonna do another attack here. Excuse me? Comedian is pulling no punches. Performs additional attacks for each buff on the target. How many buffs did he have? What the hell? Okay, well, I mean... yeah, dang Skelly, man. I didn't think he had 3 buffs. Just chop, 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 chop. Chop!
My kingdom
Oh my lord.
comes.
Crit for 57. We're gonna wait. Oh no! We are going to, okay, how many buffs does he have? Feature, +1 attack. Okay, I think I get it. They have +1 attack 5 times. Something has given him a stacking buff. So if I use Smite, it's going to attack 7 times for 11 to 12. So it's going to do 70 damage to this guy because the skeleton is apparently going to kill him. Now, it may have been that elite enemy that gave multiple stacking buffs quickly or something. I don't know. It says feature, but you know, my units, when I mouse over them, I can see the feature. The Dark Knight cannot be critically hit. Skeleton is immune to buffs and debuffs. +10 luck against female enemies. But I don't see a feature blue diamond. I only see the buff on this guy. I can look at the elite miner here, but I don't, like, this is not telling me like an innate ability that he has. I don't know what happens. I don't know what happened. TLDR. What we're gonna do is we're gonna eat this man. We are gonna eat this man. What is it? 30% vigor? 30% of 120 is, we need to hit him a little bit more. It's like 36. It's not 30. 30 is 30% of 100. What's 30% of 20? 36. We need to hit him for 1 damage. So just don't crit. However, she has like she's only got a 20% chance to crit, but you know what? We're gonna wait, and we're gonna have this guy do his attack. He's not gonna crit. There you go. So now the ghoul is gonna eat and gain a stack of lunch break. Buff lunch break. Now,
mine is the winning side.
I think it's not gonna last forever. I think it's going to not be there at the next combat, but I mean, yeah, wait, I just fed you lunch. Keep it in your belly for the next combat, please. Burning Blood. The minion's attacks receive Restore Wrath, plus a level 6 brain. We got a brain! You're asking Twig to not crit? That seems foolish. Dude, that's why I want to stack up that crit whenever I can, because you can do a F ton of damage. Critical hits deal 225% damage, or critical hits stun the enemy. Well, if you crit, they're dead, so stunning them does not seem to be super effective. Let's take a look at you. Does not seem like you're under the effects of a full lunch, which is kind of sad. Oh well. Let us bring you back. Let's put you in. Let's bring you out. Let's actually put you in here. And we'll take a look at the next mission area. What do we got? We can go up, we can go right. Sacrifice minions, receive parts, items, and a random consumable. You know what? We have a vampire. We can dump him in there. And we might be able to go here right. I would like to go here right and hit the quest, but I don't really know how the map pathing works. It's not like if you mouse over a node, you can see what direction you can go in from that node. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go right and see what happens. I'm going to sacrifice a crappy little vampire. If you sacrifice a buff big minion, you get better parts out of it. So if we sacrifice a good milk jug, we can get parts out of it. And there is a reason to do this, because you want to rebuild your minions eventually so that they take advantage of the permanent bonuses that you've put your talent points into. So if we sacrificed Brendan Fraser, we can make a better Brendan Fraser. We can rebuild him. I'm just going to get rid of a crappy vampire, because there's just no reason to keep him, I think. At the start of combat, all enemies must pass a sanity check or go insane. It's pretty good. The minion's attacks restore 15% of the damage dealt as mana, and we got some crappy stuff, which is acceptable. Okay. Understood-ish. Let's go to the next little mission area. And I kind of want... Oh, you know what? Damn, the Lich is currently being healed. I would have totally brought along a Lich and done like a turn 1 attack and just made sure all my units had ward. But we can't do that. You know, it actually does mean... If I can frickin' find him. It does mean there's a reason to buff the initiative on the Lich. If they go first in combat, they can open up with a rain of fire while you still have ward on your units. You do need 55 Wrath, but once you have 4 units here, you'll have that 55 Wrath. So you can open up with that attack, or you can open up by summoning a skeleton immediately. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. What I am going to do is figure out what I'm going to build. I think we should build a... Getting more experience on units is nice. Getting, you know, a higher chance of randomly getting artifacts is nice. Getting more Digger's Souls is nice, so you can build more buildings more quickly. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll just build a quick, dirty Banshee.
You
Craft
will
him.
learn to enjoy your wretched existence.
Well, you're kind of a slave to the building now, unfortunately, but enjoy your wretched existence. There we go. Just made sure I didn't use the wrong unit. What do you need for a bone golem? 9 bones, 9 bones, 9 bones, 9 bones! 9 bones! We also needed to use Wrath and Lure Dampires. I don't know what a Dampire is. Right, but let's get some units built here or assigned to the mission. Wraith, you are very much a stress-dealing unit, so I don't really care. You can buff yourself, you can give someone evasion, and other than that, you're basically purely a curse build, which just doesn't really interest me that much. Lost Soul, similarly, you don't really do that much damage. You can increase the damage that enemies do, but while doing high damage to them, and then you can feed on the buffs you've given them, and that is a synergy with the Wraith, but I don't really want to do that because I don't want to buff enemies. So what I'm going to do instead is we are going to bring out the Ghoul again because that was amusing. I have Twigbreaker, Ghoul, Disposable Head, and yield Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser can still do a lot of damage and reduce the critical hit chance of enemies and remove debuffs from allies. And I'd like to get him leveled up. We can do the next mission fine, so I'm just going to do it like this. We'll be fine. I am going to put the Zomboner in here for a little bit of experience.